There comes a time in every person's life when the mirror shows more than just a reflection. It shows a truth you can't ignore. Face the reflection. Stand in front of the mirror, not just to fix your collar or adjust your hair, but to truly look. To see past the surface, to look into your own eyes and face the person staring back at you. Because that person carries all your truths, the regrets you buried, the promises you broke to yourself, the dreams you postponed, the moments you knew better but didn't do better. That reflection doesn't lie. It knows where you've been and reminds you of where you still need to go. It holds the pain you don't speak about and the fears you hide behind your smile. But it also holds your power. It holds the spark of potential that no failure could ever erase. The mirror is not your enemy. It is your reminder, a silent witness to your journey, your real journey, not the highlight reel you show to the world. Facing your reflection means owning everything about you, the scars, the doubts, the chapters you wish you could skip, and still saying, I am worth rebuilding. It's not easy, because sometimes the reflection shows you things you don't want to admit. That you've been wasting time, that you've been waiting for someone to save you, that you've been making excuses instead of changes. But that's where it all begins. True transformation starts with honesty. You can't rebuild what you pretend isn't broken. You can't grow from pain you refuse to confront. You have to look yourself in the eye and say, this is where I am, but it's not where I'm staying. You have to stop blaming the world for what it didn't give you and start taking ownership for what you haven't demanded from yourself. Because the most dangerous lie you can ever believe is that it's too late. That you missed your chance, that you can't start over. The truth is, you can. You still have time. You still have breath. You still have the ability to choose something different. But it starts with facing that reflection and refusing to let it scare you anymore. That reflection is not your past. It is your possibility. You are not the worst thing you've ever done. You are not the pain that others caused you. You are not your failures, your flaws, or your forgotten dreams. You are someone in progress, someone worthy of another chance, and the person in that mirror, they're waiting on you, waiting for you to rise, waiting for you to finally believe in what's possible. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need the approval of people who don't understand your vision. All you need is the courage to face the reflection and say, I am ready now, ready to do the work, ready to shed the layers of doubt, ready to become who you were always meant to be, not for anyone else, but for yourself. The person in that mirror has been through battles, has survived storms, and still stands. That's not weakness, that's resilience, and today, that reflection becomes your reason, not to stay broken, but to start rebuilding. Rebuilding is strength, not weakness. The world may try to tell you that starting over means you failed. That walking away, changing direction, or beginning again is a sign that you weren't strong enough to keep going the first time. But that's a lie. Real strength isn't proven by how long you held on to what was breaking you. Real strength is found in the courage to let go, to acknowledge what's no longer working, and to start from the ground up when necessary. Rebuilding requires more grit than simply enduring. It demands clarity, self-respect, and a willingness to confront your own fears without flinching. It's easy to keep moving in the same direction just because it's familiar, but it takes something deeper, something unshakable, to say, this is no longer who I am, and I refuse to keep pretending it is. When you rebuild, you are not erasing your past. You're using it. You're taking the lessons, the bruises, the broken pieces, and you're laying down a stronger foundation. You're deciding that your story is still in progress, and that is the most powerful decision you can make. Because rebuilding doesn't mean you're starting from nothing. It means you're starting from experience. You've seen what doesn't work. You've felt the pain of being off track. You've known what it's like to break. And now, you get to create something, with more wisdom, more authenticity, and more intention. The process may be slow. It may be lonely. It may look like failure to those who only measure success by what they see on the surface. But the real transformation is internal, quiet, steady, unstoppable. There is no shame in going back to the drawing board. There is no weakness in saying, "I want better for myself." Weakness is settling. Weakness is pretending to be okay with a life that doesn't inspire you. Rebuilding means you refuse to settle. You believe that life has more in store for you, and you're willing to work for it. You're willing to break habits, shift mindsets, and endure discomfort, all in the name of becoming who you were meant to be. And that is strength in its rawest form. Anyone can coast. Anyone can conform. But it takes a different kind of person to choose the harder path, the one that requires sacrifice, discipline, and resilience. You won't always have applause while you rebuild. You may lose people who liked the broken version of you because it was easier to control. You may question yourself on days when the progress feels invisible, but trust this: every step you take toward the life you envision, every boundary you set, every moment you choose growth over comfort, that is power. That is purpose, that is strength, and one day you'll look back on the season where everything seemed uncertain and say, "That's when I became unbreakable," because you didn't give up, you didn't hide. You rebuilt, and that made all the difference. You said, "Let go of approval. Let go of the constant need to be understood, liked, or validated by others who don't see your full truth." Too many dreams have died at the hands of public opinion. Too many people have lived their lives in silent frustration, bound by the expectations of people who were never meant to define them. Approval is a trap disguised as acceptance. It feels safe, it feels comfortable, but it slowly robs you of your authenticity. The moment you start living for the applause, you forget the rhythm of your own soul. The moment you begin adjusting who you are to fit the mold others built for you, you lose the very spark that makes you unique. Seeking approval is a game with no finish line, because even when you get it, it never feels like enough. There will always be someone who disagrees, someone who doesn't understand your choices, someone who whispers behind your back because they can't comprehend your vision. Let them talk, let them doubt, let them misunderstand. Your life is not their story to write. The truth is, approval is conditional. It's given when you follow the rules others set. But growth often requires you to break those rules, to walk away from the crowd, to do what doesn't make sense to others, but makes peace within your own spirit. You cannot soar if you're always looking over your shoulder. You cannot build something extraordinary if you're afraid of standing alone. Every great transformation begins when you stop asking for permission. Permission to speak your truth. Permission to take the leap. Permission to be more than what others expect from you. And once you realize you were never meant to shrink yourself to fit their comfort, everything begins to change. There will come a day when you realize that being misunderstood is not a curse. It's a sign you're evolving. Because the more you grow, the less relatable you become to those who are standing still. Let go of the need to explain yourself. Not everyone deserves access to your process. Some people only want to understand you so they can limit you. But you weren't built to be contained. You were built to expand, to evolve, to rise. And that kind of journey can't happen when your identity depends on external applause. The most powerful approval you'll ever receive comes from within. When you lay your head down at night and know you were true to yourself. When you wake up in the morning and choose courage over conformity. When you look in the mirror and feel peace, not because everyone agrees with you, but because you finally agree with yourself. That is freedom, that is power, and that is the only kind of approval that truly matters. Let go of the rest. Let go of the weight of other people's opinions. Let go of the desire to please everyone. It was never your job to be everything for everyone. It is your job to be real, to be whole, to be you, unapologetically. Revenge isn't the goal, redemption is. You don't need to spend your energy proving people wrong, showing them what they lost, or trying to make them regret how they treated you. That's not your purpose. That's not your path. Revenge might feel satisfying in the short term, but it's a distraction from your true mission, to rise, to heal, and to become everything they never believed you could be. Not for them, but for yourself. When you chase revenge, you remain tied to the pain. You keep the wound open. You relive the betrayal, the rejection, the injustice over and over again. But when you choose redemption, you choose peace. You choose growth. You choose to step out of the cycle of pain and step into your power. Redemption isn't about getting even. It's about getting better. It's about transforming your scars into strength and your setbacks into setups for something greater. It's about showing yourself that the situation didn't break you, it built you, that you didn't just survive the storm. You learned how to walk through it with your head held high. Redemption is choosing to rebuild without bitterness. It's realizing that your story is bigger than any one chapter, and your value is not determined by those who failed to see it. It's about taking everything meant to destroy you and using it as fuel to become more focused, more disciplined, more aligned with your calling. Some people may never admit they were wrong. Some situations may never be made right in the way you hoped, but that doesn't mean justice is lost, because real justice is becoming untouchable. Real justice is reaching a level of peace where the actions of others no longer shake you. Real justice is waking up one day and realizing you're no longer driven by hurt. You're driven by purpose. Letting go of revenge doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. It means you've outgrown the need for validation from people who never had the capacity to value you in the first place. Redemption means you rise on your own terms. It means your energy is focused on building, not battling. You understand that your time is sacred, your focus is precious, and your spirit is too valuable to waste on trying to settle old scores. What matters now is who you are becoming, not who hurt you, not who doubted you, not who left you, but who you decided to become after the pain. That's where the real victory lies, in your resilience, in your refusal to stay small, in your quiet decision to keep going, even when no one's clapping, even when no one's watching. Your redemption story is not about them. It's about you, about the strength it took to forgive, about the courage it takes to grow, about the grace it takes to move forward. You don't need revenge to win. You just need to keep rising, keep building, keep becoming. Because nothing is louder than a person who came back stronger, not to prove others wrong, but to prove to themselves that they were always enough. Every pain has a purpose. Even the moments that broke you, the nights you couldn't sleep, the tears you cried in silence, the setbacks that made you question everything, they all carried something deeper than just hurt. Pain is not always a punishment. Sometimes it's a lesson wrapped in discomfort. It doesn't always make sense when you're in the middle of it. In fact, it rarely does. But as time unfolds, you start to see how each painful experience shaped you, sharpened you, and prepared you. Pain stretches you in ways comfort never could. It reveals who you are when there's nothing left to hide behind. It shows you what matters, what's real, and what's worth fighting for. You may not have chosen the pain, but you have the power to choose what it does to you. You can let it define you, or you can let it refine you. You can let it harden your heart, or you can let it open your eyes. The pain didn't come to destroy you. It came to awaken you. Sometimes it takes losing what you thought you couldn't live without to realize who you were always meant to be. Sometimes it takes being broken to discover that you were never really whole to begin with. Pain reveals what was fragile, what was false, what needed to fall away, and in that revelation there is freedom. There is purpose in every heartbreak. It teaches you how to love yourself when others don't know how. There is purpose in every failure. It humbles you, grounds you, and reminds you that growth is never instant. There is purpose in every betrayal. It sharpens your discernment and pushes you toward boundaries you should have built long ago. Every pain, no matter how devastating, brings with it a seed of purpose. But purpose only grows when you're willing to feel, to process, to understand, and to rise with intention. Too often, we try to numb pain. We avoid it, suppress it, deny it. But the truth is, what you avoid will only haunt you until you confront it. Pain is not the enemy, it is a messenger. It is your soul's way of saying, pay attention. Something here needs to change. Something here needs to heal. When you listen to that message, when you lean into it instead of running from it, you start to find clarity. You start to see how pain shaped your values, deepened your empathy, and strengthened your character. You start to trust that even the darkest seasons were not wasted. You didn't go through all of that for nothing. The storm didn't hit you to leave you the same. It came to show you who you really are, stronger, wiser, braver. The pain taught you what peace feels like. The chaos taught you the value of stillness. The breaking taught you the beauty of rebuilding. So honor your pain, don't run from it, don't hide it, learn from it. Let it shape you, let it build you, let it lead you closer to the purpose that's been inside you all along. Keep building in silence. Not everything you're working on needs to be announced. Not every move requires an audience. In a world obsessed with showcasing progress and broadcasting every step, there's unmatched power in keeping your growth private. You don't need validation to make progress. You don't need applause to be great. You just need vision, discipline, and the strength to stay focused when no one's watching. Silence is not weakness. It is sacred ground where purpose is planted, where character is shaped, and where greatness quietly takes root. When you build in silence, you protect your energy, you protect your peace. You keep distractions and opinions at a distance, and you allow your actions to speak louder than your words ever could. There's a strength that grows in solitude, a clarity that only comes when you're not performing for approval. When you're building something real, something lasting, you don't have time to keep explaining your steps to people who don't understand your vision. The world might not notice your progress today, and that's okay. The world isn't your mirror. You're not in this for recognition. You're in this to become, to evolve, to rise into a version of yourself that doesn't just look good on the outside, but feels whole on the inside. That kind of transformation isn't loud, it's steady, it's patient, it's silent. Keep building when it's hard. Keep building when it's lonely. Keep building when doubt creeps in and the voice in your head whispers that it's not working. Because that's when the real work is happening. That's when the foundation is being laid, not just for what you're doing, but for who you're becoming. Success that lasts isn't built overnight. It's built brick by brick, decision by decision, with no shortcuts and no spotlight. Silence gives you space to grow without pressure, to fail without judgment, to rise without comparison. There's something deeply powerful about moving in silence. You become more focused, more grounded, more intentional. You're no longer building for likes, for claps, or for attention. You're building for legacy. You're building something that can't be shaken by trends or torn down by criticism. And one day, when the world finally sees what you've created, they'll wonder how you did it. But they won't see the early mornings, the late nights, the sacrifices, the discipline, or the tears. They'll only see the result, and that's exactly how it should be. So keep your head down and your spirit up. Let your silence be your sanctuary. Let your progress be your proof. You don't owe anyone explanations, timelines, or updates. What you're building isn't meant to be understood by everyone. It's meant to be lived by you. And when the time is right, your work will speak for itself. Until then, keep showing up, keep growing, keep building in silence, because when your moment comes, and it will, it won't be noise that announces you. It'll be impact.